In card games, my personal favorite deck type to play has always been tribal decks. Unfortunately, ELESTRALS really hasn't had a good tribal deck outside of the Bears deck, and to be honest, that really hasn't seen any success. Today, I'm looking to change that with Golems. With the release of Moonrise comes a new invoke rune, No Stone Unturned. No Stone Unturned says you can pay 2 in order to search your deck for any Golem card and put it into your hand. By utilizing this card, we can play a toolbox package with all of our Golems. Starting off with 2 copies of Mustation. This Mustation says it gets +2 attack for each earth enchanting it. During your end phase, you must change this Mustation's positions to defense if it attacked this turn. Mustation works great as a 6 attack beater, and also having the inbuilt ability to play around Arcolith makes Mustation a fantastic card. Moving on, we have 2 copies of Comagma. Comagma states that when this Comagma receives 1 fire, you can draw a card, then discard a card. This will allow us to easily scry through our decks to find the cards that we want at the time. Our final 1-drop Golem is 2 copies of Boltuga. Boltuga says that when you normal cast this Boltuga, you can expend 1 earth in order to search your deck and or underworld for an eruption and add it to hand. While Boltuga is not normally played, I do like playing Boltuga for its ability to search eruption and even allow you to play 2 eruptions in a single turn. This card will give you some scary endgame potential. Now to start off our 2-drop Golems, we're playing 3 of them, starting with 1 copy of Lavalith. Lavalith is a 6/4 that states when you're 2 or more spirits behind your opponent, you can normal cast this with 2 fire spirits. When you cast this Lavalith, target and destroy a rune. Not only is Lavalith so strong that it had to be limited, but in this deck we can essentially run multiple copies of it with our No Stone Unturned, so Lavalith is very potent in this deck. Our next Celestial is 1 copy of Verdalith. This Verdalith can be normal cast with 2 Earth Spirits if an opponent has at least 4 or more Spirits in their Spirit deck than you do. When you cast this Verdalith, you can return up to 4 Earth from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. Verdalith is a fantastic card, allowing you to come back from behind, and even allowing you to utilize No Stone Unturned to search out Verdalith and cast it for free. Our final Golem is 1 copy of Vesvatuga. Vesvatuga states that you can expend 1 fire to force an opponent to expend 2 spirits. When a player casts Eruption, you can return 2 earth from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. Vesvatuga is a fantastic stall card that can win you the game on its own. Now, part of the reason why this deck is so strong is the fact that we can freely play almost all of the limited cards, starting with 2 copies of Viserys. Viserys states that Viserys gets +1 attack for each Viserys on the field, and when this Viserys destroys an opponent's Elestral in battle, you can summon a Viserys from your hand or your deck. The ability to have a 2-for-1 summon is extremely strong and shown in the fact that you can only play 2 of him. The next Celestial we're playing honestly should have been banned outright, since we're running... The next Celestial we're running honestly probably should have been banned, but since it wasn't and we're running Earth, we might as well run Equalinks. Equalink states that you can Nexus to Earth and destroy a rune. The ability that Equalinks has to control the pace of the game is second to almost nothing. This card was limited to 1 for some reason, so we're running 1 of them. The final limited card we're playing is 1 copy of Elechik. Elechik states that when you normal cast this Elechik, you can search your deck for a Divine Rune. The ability to hit the board and act like a 7 attack 1-drop with either Zeus or Demeter is just absolutely insane. The next Celestial we'll be playing is 2 copies of Eddie. Eddie states that when you normal cast this Eddie, you can change to position of an Elestral. Eddie's ability to hit over almost any 1-drop while actively playing around every counter rune in the game with the exception of Gorgon's Gaze is absolutely nuts and will make Eddie a staple for a long time. The last Elestral we'll be running is 3 copies of Astrarabbit. Astrarabbit is a 2/5 that states whenever it receives a Thunder Spirit, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, pick 1, and shuffle the rest into your library. Astro Rabbit is one of the best consistency pieces in the game, so we're always going to play an Astro Rabbit in our deck whenever we can. Before we continue the video, I do want to remind everybody that I will be giving away a Reverse Stellar Exaltus at 100 subs. All you have to do is like the video and subscribe to the channel, and you will be entered to win this beautiful card. Without further ado, let's get back to the video. To start off the runes, we're playing 2 copies of No Stone Unturned. This allows us to not have to play 3 copies of all of our golems, but instead use them as though they are a toolbox that you can pick from at an opportune moment. For our removal package, we are playing 1 copy of Resting on Your Laurels because it's cheap removal that allows you to come back in the game, and also we can only play 1 due to the fact that it is limited to 1. Next, we have 2 copies of Cryoblast, because almost all of the high attack Elestrals in the game right now have less than 2 defense, so this will almost always serve as a 1-cost kill spell. Our final piece of invoke removal is 1 copy of Earthquake. We play this because it's non-conditional removal inside of our colors, and we might as well play it. We are playing 2 copies of Demeter due to the fact that it is searchable by Elechick and also can serve as a Nexus bank for Equalings. Not only that, Demeter's ability to buff an Elestral +3/+3 is extremely strong right now. Next, we're playing 2 copies of Eruption. Since right now almost nobody is playing fire at the moment, Eruption will almost always burn for 3. Not only this, paired with Boltuga, you can deal 6 damage in a single turn, making a very surprising endgame. Now for our final invoke rune, we're running 3 copies of Ambrosia. Ambrosia is super strong right now due to the fact that everything in the game takes your life to play, so Ambrosia's healing is very relevant. Now we'll move on to the counter runes. We're running 3 copies of Gorgon's Gaze to shut off anything an opposing Elestral might want to do, 3 copies of Poison Tipped Arrow for removal, and we're running 3 copies of Tsunami to blank an entire battle phase unless they're water enchanted. What do you think of the deck? Would you run golems? Let me know down in the comment below. And if you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe as I do post content like this daily. I hope you have a good day, and peace.